acceptance that life will be different. Obviously, it's very difficult to accept what's happened, and especially at a young age, at the age of 17, you don't expect to go something like that. But in terms of the process and how do I deal with it every day, I'm a really positive person, and I think you've got to be positive. I think there's no way around it. I'm a big believer that if you think positive things and you've got a dream or a goal and you keep telling yourself that it will happen. And it sounds really cheesy, but that it is true, because for myself, I had an aim to play for Great Britain once I lost my leg, and I did that through very much of a hard work, and then I started a new career in sales.
I was given a lot of support. All my friends and relatives were absolutely brilliant. I found that I got frustrated with things because I'm one of them that I want to get on with it. I want to do something. And if there was something I couldn't do, you would get frustrated about it. But I would just step back and then keep trying it. And then if I still couldn't do it, I'd ask my friends and relatives, how can I get around this? So that was, they were so helpful and came up with brilliant ideas. And I can still drive, so that's brilliant. I can still be my own person. Mm-hmm. I love painting, I love drawing. I have a very busy life. I like line dancing, that's when you can do. All sorts of things, that I do, and I go to a craft class, and there's all sorts. So busy life. It's amazing that you can get on with life so well, and it doesn't bother you that much. I mean, it did at the beginning. You're really trying hard to do everything, but you must accept that you can't do some things. I do exactly the same, really, as I did before. And as I said, busy life. I do a bit of shopping for people here. You just fill your mind, and it's good. It does make a big difference.
I think it's really important to accept that life's going to be different. Don't compare yourself to what you were before or what you could do, because you won't be able to do the same stuff. Well, you won't be able to do it in the same way or to the same level necessarily. Don't compare yourself to others, because everyone's on their own journey. Some people will be able to do more. Often that's down to level of amputation. So obviously if you still have a knee intact, that's very useful. Or having an above knee amputation, it's easier than a through hip amputation, and so on. So just don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's got different stuff going on. People have different levels of comfort in their socket. People have different levels of residual pain in their limb or other things that might be holding them back. So just go at your own pace. It's not a race. Just keep working day after day at whatever you're trying to achieve, and you'll make a lot of progress in months. When you look back after a few months, you'll realise how much progress you've made. So there can be the sense that nothing's ever going to be the same when you're an amputee, and in some ways that's true. I used to dance a lot. I'm never going to dance like I did. But in other ways, and also I haven't been able to run yet. I think getting a blade from the NHS can be quite tricky. And my socket hasn't been comfortable enough yet to do that, although we're getting there. But then other things don't change in some ways. You can still go out and have fun with your friends, and you can still enjoy life and have fun with your kids or your family. I found it really good having the kids, actually, because they're very good at adapting things. So they'll ask me to come play tennis with them, which, as you can imagine, is a bit tricky if you can't run. But we adapt it. So I'll take a quarter of one side of the court and have a child with me to cover the rest of the court. And the other child will be on the other side, for example. And they love me joining in and are very willing to make adaptations or suggest adaptations, which is quite heartwarming, and also it gets me to do stuff. Or I'm constantly asked to go and play football or basketball by my son. And in some ways, just the fact they expect me to get on with it is really good. And we often do find ways, we adapt things, and you can still have lots of fun. I did wonder what it would be like facing the world as an amputee, having one leg, people looking, people staring. I actually found it okay. I found that if I was really friendly towards people and looked them in the eye and smiled, I'd generally get the same back. And also, just remember that not all staring, in fact, most staring is not because people are thinking bad things. Most staring is because people are really intrigued. Maybe they haven't seen a prosthetic leg or they haven't seen someone with a missing limb before. And when things are different, you look. If someone's really beautiful, you look. If someone's really tall, you look. If someone's really, I don't know, anything else, got bright hair, you look. And it's the same. If there's a missing limb or a prosthetic limb, it's quite interesting. So people look. So I think that's a good thing to bear in mind, that they're not necessarily judging. In fact, they may well be thinking how amazingly you're doing, but they're interested, so they're looking. Kids are great. They often ask questions, and I try to engage them as much as possible in terms of explaining how the prosthetic leg stays on, and I wear a prosthetic leg cover which has a skull on it. They love that. And yeah, just talking to them about it if they ask questions and not making them feel bad about asking questions, because everyone we can educate on the normality of having a disability is another little win in the world. In terms of how you wear your prosthesis and how you feel about it, I found it really useful to look online and find other women who were carrying off wearing a prosthesis well, or in a way that I liked. So I looked, Instagram's great for that. There are all sorts of women. There are sportswomen, there are just women leading normal lives, there are models, there are all sorts wearing prosthesis, and they're all styling it in a slightly different way. And I quite like the opportunity to use it as a fashion statement. I either go bare metal or I have a prosthetic cover, and I love it. And it's like having a tattoo, and it makes me feel really good about having a prosthesis. Yes, you're not going to look the same after having a leg or arm or whatever chopped off, but you can still own it. Decide what you like the look of, maybe look at what other people are doing, or just decide for yourself. And you can wear whatever you like. You can wear jeans, you can wear leggings, you can wear skirts. I wear shorts most of the summer, and I love my leg cover. It's like a tattoo without being a tattoo. And it feels like I'm kind of owning my leg and making it a part of me. But equally, some people like sort of cosmeses that look like real leg, or they like bare metal. But just decide what you like and then go for it, own it.
Life since amputation, I had a drive inside me that I had to be the dad that I wanted to be. The attitude that the kids have towards it is they were shocked to begin with, but they don't worry about it anymore. They don't talk about it. It's just me. They just get on with it. Because I don't let it stop me from doing anything. There's always a way around doing something. There's always a way around of getting somewhere, or being somewhere, or being able to do something. There's a way around it, and I will find that way around it.